Welcome back to Grim and Whim. Today we will be looking at some of the scariest and most bizarre things in outer space, many of which I had no clue about until I was researching this topic. And I wanted to do a space-themed, mysterious, phenomenon topic basically because of this first space oddity that's on this list, and that is the planet HD 189773b, which is an exoplanet, or a planet that is orbiting beyond our solar system. I actually never had heard of an exoplanet before, and I found out about this specific one because I was looking on NASA's Galaxy of Horrors, which is an amazing gallery of artwork, and I will link it in the description, but it is a fantastic sort of juxtaposition of science and art, as well as these super cool kind of 60s, 70s inspired horror movie posters. It's really cool, so definitely check it out. And basically, HD 189773b, it's also known as hot Jupiter. And they call it that due to it also being a gas giant, and it can be found around 64 million light years away in the constellation of Vulpecula. It was discovered by astronomers in France in 2005. It has a surface temperature of 2,372 degrees Fahrenheit, or 1,300 degrees Celsius. And if that isn't enough, it also rains molten glass. But even scarier than that, these glass shards raining from the sky, is the ridiculous winds blowing 5,400 miles per hour, which is about 7 times the speed of sound. On that NASA's Galaxy of Horrors, I love the description for HD 189733b. Basically, it says, "It's death by a million cuts on this slasher exoplanet," which kind of made me think of Freddy Krueger for some reason. I don't know. But basically, if you want to know more about this specific exoplanet or any other strange and bizarre things found in space, definitely check out the Galaxy of Horrors. It is a very fun website. I think it is a universal truth that people fear what is unknown to them, and fear of the unknown and outer space kind of go hand in hand. I truly believe that scientists will never fully know everything that lies beyond our planet, and in some ways that is really cool and intriguing, but it's also a bit terrifying. One unknown that has baffled the space community is dark nebulae. And dark nebulae are regions of space made of dense clouds of gas, dust, and other particles. And we call them dark nebulae because these clouds are so thick and dense that light from stars and galaxies are not able to get through. Because of this, we have not uncovered what lurks beyond them, but we do know that many of them are where hydrogen molecules form and stars are born. What is a little unnerving about dark nebulae is their size, as well as their unknown potential. A dark nebula could just be the core of an even more giant molecular cloud, which is 1,000,000 times more massive than the sun. And when a dark nebula collapses, which is usually due to gravity, this collapse can form a star or an entire planetary system. Dark nebulae really show how vast space is, as well as how we really only understand but a small fraction of it. Many confuse dark matter and dark energy, but they are vastly different. According to the European Space Agency, the universe consists of, very roughly, 5% ordinary matter, 25% dark matter, and 70% dark energy. Both dark matter and dark energy are crucial in holding the universe together, yet we know very little about either of them. Scientists hypothesize that dark matter, while not seen, interacts with gravity, but not with light. Its inferred existence is due to its gravitational effects on visible matter. Without dark matter, many galaxies would simply disperse, or potentially never form at all. Dark matter has been described as sort of the invisible gravitational scaffolding for our universe. And thankfully, while we can't see, touch, or manipulate it in any way, it seems to be doing its job just fine. For now. It is one of those grand mysteries of the universe that is both scary and interesting, mostly because we are able to infer its existence. However, we don't know exactly what it is other than it being some kind of force. And then also, we're not entirely sure why it exists or how or for how long it will exist. It's just a lot of unknowns. Dark energy is also a theoretical force. And to be honest, when I first heard of the term dark energy years ago, my mind first went to Dark Eco in Jak and Daxter video games, and it's one of my favorite games. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go into the Jak and Daxter lore, but that's what I thought of. But basically, what dark energy is a force that counteracts gravity and causes the universe to expand at an accelerating rate. This mysterious force isn't a cause for immediate concern. However, if dark energy remains constant, then it is possible that our universe may continue to expand forever. And this doesn't sound really bad, upon first hearing it. It's like, okay, who cares? But eventually, some scientists theorize that if there is this never-ending expansion, it could cause the universe to collapse on itself. And this is what scientists theorize would be called the Big Crunch. It is definitely a horrifying thing to think about, especially late at night. Finally, we have one of my favorite space oddities, and that is the mysterious supervoid. And a void is, of course, emptiness, nothingness, but a supervoid is that, but much, much bigger. Supervoids can reach sizes of over 1 billion light years across, and their mammoth size is what sets them apart from other cosmic voids throughout the universe. The formation and nature of these supervoids are completely unknown, so between the lack of information and their unbelievable size, it makes sense why we are so intrigued by this mystery, but also why it's kind of scary to think of these huge, vast, empty, well, potentially empty. We don't actually know what's within these voids, and that's a little bit terrifying. But it is also incredibly intriguing. Some examples of these supervoids are the Eridanus supervoid, which is estimated to be about 1.8 billion light years across, the Botez void, which is located near the constellation Botez, and the Taurus void, which is located in the Taurus constellation. While these supervoids don't cause any obvious threats that we know of, their existence and their sheer size just really show us how small we are, and also how little we know about what's out there. I don't know about you, but as much as I love learning about space, and I'm also really intrigued by, different dimensions, and I definitely completely think that there is a multiverse. It's something that I try not to think about too much at night, just because it's, it'll basically send me down a rabbit hole and I won't be sleeping that night. But with all that being said, I hope that you enjoyed learning about these strange space phenomena. And be sure to check out in the description of the episode that link for the NASA's Galaxy of Horrors. It is such a fun time. And you can actually download these posters and print them if you want. They do have links for it, and it's totally free. With all that being said, thank you for listening. Be safe, and I will see you in the next one.